Hello there guys and welcome, it is Niran here, and today it is time for me to welcome you to yet another episode of Leicester City FIFA 16 Career Mode. Now today we've got another juicy 3 games for you. Today we're starting off with a league game against Manchester City, then the start of our European defence, if you like, because we won the Champions League last year. The start of our European campaign in the first group stage match of the Champions League against PSV Eindhoven, and then ending the episode we play Bournemouth again in the Barclays Premier League. Now, as you can see in the background, we've got a squad report going on, and the reality is not many of our senior players have gone up an overall, apart from whether we train them or not. So Arnold's up to 83, Mbolo's up to 82, Mahrez is up to 79, but they all happen in training as far as I'm aware. It's mainly the youth players that have grown, because obviously we're now into a new month, we're into the month of September, so obviously players can grow. Now if you're thinking that the audio maybe sounds a little bit different, or maybe I'm slightly distracted, and if that's the case I do apologise, but I've got a new microphone and everything set up, so I'm sort of going to be testing the levels and the quality and all of that sort of stuff, and making it just better over the next few videos. So if it's not quite up to par right now, I apologise, but I will try and make it better over the next few videos. Nevertheless, as you can see in the background still, Shani Tarajai is one of the other senior players actually that's gone up in overall. He's now 76. The new signings from the transfer window, Dybala, Karius and Miyake are still the same. Miyake actually has gone up quite a few attributes, but he hasn't gone up an overall. So hopefully next month we see him go up to 75. Obviously I showed you guys his stats last time. But before we get into domestic activity, we're actually going to finish off our World Cup qualifying campaign with England. We are currently sat second in the qualification group behind Poland and 2 points clear of Russia. Belgium, the chronic underachievers in this group for now. But going into the first game against Poland, we just need to literally match Russia's results. And we're doing a pretty good job after 17 minutes in the Poland game, because Leighton Baines has given us the lead. Raheem Sterling gets a yellow card straight away, but at half-time we are leading 1-0, which is not too bad at all. Russia are currently drawing with Scotland, and unfortunately now we are currently drawing as well, because Poland managed to get an equaliser through Lewandowski again from the penalty spot. And as you can see, the game ended 1-1, but we did match the result of Russia, and Belgium lost to Ireland, so our nearest challengers behind us either slipping up or only able to match our result, which means we go into the final game of the World Cup qualifying campaign against Ireland, literally needing a draw, basically to guarantee that we're going through. And as you can see, Russia are actually losing to Poland currently. We'd taken the lead through Wayne Rooney, but his ex-United teammate Darren Gibson had equalised for Ireland to make sure that it was 1-1 at half-time. Belgium are winning against Scotland, but Russia are only able to draw at the moment against Poland, which means we are literally guaranteed now to go to the World Cup proper. As you can see, after that 1-1 draw against Ireland, 2 draws then to end our World Cup qualifying campaign. As you can see, we end the qualifying campaign in second in the group, 1 point behind Poland, with actually the same goal scoring and conceding record, 17 for, 11 against, which is quite strange. Then Russia third, Belgium fourth in front of Scotland and Ireland. It was quite a close group actually in the end, but it means there will be an episode at the end of this season just for the World Cup, a special World Cup episode. But now moving back to domestic activities, and we are facing Manchester City at the King Power Stadium, walking out onto the beloved Leicester pitch for what should be a fairly tough game, though Sergio Aguero and Kevin De Bruyne have actually moved team in the last transfer window, so in theory it might be a slightly easier game. There you can see our squad in the background. Dybala and Mbolo are the 2 men that will be starting up front. Rudiger and Nkulu the preferred centre-halves after a pretty shaky centre-half performance for Kevin Wimmer last episode. But as you can see, City are kicking off, and they're going to play the ball around the back as it so happens. They're Denier, who's on loan at Celtic at the moment. We're going attacking for this one, trying to get a counter-attack going, but also playing attacking. But Breel Donald Mbolo has won the ball here off Eliakim Mangala, and he's got around the French defender. Can he score instantly? Yes, he can. Willy Caballero cannot keep it out, and Breel Donald Mbolo is there to make it 1-0. After just 2 minutes in this game, we are gifted the lead thanks to a defensive mistake from Eliakim Mangala, and Breel Donald Mbolo is in to make it 1-0. And we're going forward again with Mbolo again, and it's a great save from Caballero, tipped onto the post. After just 7 minutes from the resulting corner, it's in towards Kante, but it's headed away by Yaya Toure, only as far as Bruno Perez, who strikes, but it's just wide. Ridiculously close effort there from Bruno Perez, but Maxi Arnold has now found Mbolo in some space. He's one-on-one, but he hits the crossbar, as you can see. It falls back for Riyad Mahrez, it deflects off Dybala, and it's gone in. And Dybala has got probably one of the luckiest goals he'll ever score. The work done by Mahrez after Embolo hit the crossbar. In reality, Embolo probably should have actually scored himself, but it's come off the crossbar, back to Mahrez, it's deflected off Dybala, and it has gone in, and we are dominating this game. Embolo's trying to make it 3, but Nasri is there to clear it off the line acrobatically. Mangala with yet another mistake, gifting it to Embolo once again, right on the edge of half-time. He's one-on-one, can Caballero save? Yes, he can. In the end, Embolo hits it straight at the Argentinian goalkeeper from the resulting corner. We're going forward again. Dybala gets his noggin on it. It then falls to Nkunku. It's a great one-handed save, though, from Caballero, and it goes away for a corner again. But after dominating the first half, we still somehow only lead 2-0. It's a similar theme into the second half. Kante there, forcing a save out of Caballero. Embolo tries to swing it back into the box, but unfortunately it is cleared away. Now, though, City going forward, and what a one-handed save. That is from Loris Karius to deny Thomas Muller, and with 25 minutes to go, that would have been a crucial goal to make it 2-1. In the end, we hold on to the clean sheet, and we do in fact win the game 2-0. Fukurata Mazuaku, in fact, gets man of the match in the end. Good ratings as well for Mahrez, Dybala, Embolo, Rudiger, and also Karius as well. So a big win there against City, but could have been any scoreline in reality after our first half performance. City, though, definitely turned up in the second half and made it much more difficult for ourselves. But yeah, interesting game, good win then in the league. Now our attentions, though, however, change to the Champions League, because as you can see, our group is as follows: Roma, PSV, and Spartak Moscow. And first of all, we've got to play the third seed in that group, which is PSV Eindhoven, which is a team we've had to play, I think, before in this series, if not certainly on FIFA 15. And they're a difficult team to play. We obviously know one of their players very well. That's Jetro Willems from West Ham career mode on FIFA 15. But they've got a new crop of players. We're apparently meant to be looking out for David Proper, and they should be looking out, of course, for Embolo, who's in pretty good form. Good performance in that last game against City. There you can see our squad, though. A few changes there. Vardy, Kamano, Amati, Drinkwater, Schlupp, and Schmeichel all into the side, but apart from that, it is unchanged. So 5 people retain their place in the squad. However, one of those changes has not done a very good job in keeping out PSV, who take the lead. This time it's the CPU that get the early goal, Florian Josefsson, but Kasper Schmeichel has not covered himself in much glory there. It's a good strike, in all honesty, it's a good goal, but Schmeichel really has to be doing better. He's not making himself big at all. This is the time for him to actually step up and perform, because now we've got Karius, but now we're going forward. Vardy finding Francois Kamano, who trickles the ball wide. It was a lovely through ball actually from Vardy. Kamano, though, trying to repay the favour now and finding Jamie Vardy there after winning the ball back, but Vardy puts the ball into the back of the net, but unfortunately is offside in doing so. PSV, though, now going forward. Luke de Jong there fighting proper, but this time Kasper Schmeichel is up to the task. In the 22nd minute, Daniel Amati, though, now finding an on-rushing Riyad Mahrez, who's clean through on goal, but he hits the crossbar. Should have done far better there, Riyad Mahrez, but still we've got the confidence now to go forward. Amati involved again, finds Jamie Vardy, who cuts inside, and what a finish. That is past your own Zoot in the PSV Eindhoven goal. He was actually obstructed slightly, but did still manage to get to the ball before Jetro Willems could, and makes it 1-1, just with about 9 minutes of the half to go. PSV, though, still going forward right at the end of the half, and Josefsson looking for a second there after the cross into the box for Luke de Jong. Rudiger, though, unable to handle Luke de Jong, and once again into the second half, Kasper Schmeichel is unable to deal with a shot at his near post, and this one he should be dealing with. It's a very good strike from Jorrit Hendricks again, but yet again he has to save at least one of those. He has to save one of those. We're now trying to go forward again, and it's Antonio Rudiger forcing the save out of Zoot after the corner from Danny Drinkwater. Tarajai with a lovely through ball, though now later finding Jamie Vardy. He's gone past Willems. Surely this is a goal, but what a save from your own Zoot. Incredible stuff. We're going forward again, though, now. Running out of time. Francois Kamano trying to dribble it through. It's deflected to Luka Zahovic, and Zahovic is there to convert late on in the game. Only 6 minutes of this one left, and it looks as if he has rescued us a point in this group stage fixture in the Champions League. Thankfully, Luka Zahovic is there off the bench. I think he came on for Jamie Vardy or potentially Embolo. I'm not entirely sure. I know it was Embolo. But some fantastic work from Kamano to set that up. That was one of Kamano's best performances, actually. It wasn't enough to get him man of the match, though. Jamie Vardy got that. An 8.1 somehow for Kasper Schmeichel. Probably the least deserved rating I've ever seen in my life. He was poor. to say the least. He was not great at all, did not cover himself in much glory whatsoever, and Loris Karius will certainly be returning to the squad for the Bournemouth game at the end of the episode, because that's what I've got to judge it on now. Who's performing better? They're both good goalkeepers, but Schmeichel was awful in that Champions League game, so I've got to put my trust back into Loris Karius. In the background, you can see some training, nothing major in terms of growth. Embolo going up on some passing attributes, and Riyad Mahrez going up on vision, potentially, or some sort of passing attribute as well. Not entirely sure, but yeah, you guys voting for Luka Zahovic and a few others to be trained, although for some reason the straw poll broke. But I do remember Luka Zahovic won the vote, but for some reason I can't access it now. Nevertheless, it's now time to get into the final game of today's episode against Bournemouth, who have had a very good start to the season themselves. They're actually above us in the table at the moment. And here you can see the squad going into this one, not underestimating the opposition here whatsoever. Bournemouth have had a very solid start to the season, and we're going to treat them as a big club because they've been performing clearly very well. The first chance of the game is going to go to us, though. Dybala finding N'Golo Kante there. He manages to get a strike away. It's a good strike in the end, actually, because there were bodies around him, but it's a good save from Rui Patricio in the Bournemouth goal. A snapshot there from Harry Arter just a few minutes later, but it's not going to trouble Loris Karius' goal. Right towards the end of the half, though, now, after a very quiet first half, we're counter-attacking here. Patrick Herrmann's been able to find Maxi Arnold with a lovely reverse ball, and Maxi Arnold is now clean through on goal. Can he finish? Yes, he can. Maxi Arnold gives us the lead right on the edge of half-time. The two Germans combine. Herrmann finds Arnold, and Herrmann the German finds Arnold the German, and it's a wonderful goal in the end, a lovely counter-attacking goal, it has to be said though. Now moving into the second half, Kante finding Herrmann, just passing it around the back at the moment, just trying to sort of sort something out in terms of an attacking move, but Rudiger's given the ball away. It's a shocking attempt at a challenge from N'Kulu, and we have gifted Bournemouth a goal. Nothing Karius could do. Callum Wilson is clinical as ever, but what is Rudiger doing? That is an awful attempt at a pass to Kante. N'Kulu just, well, I don't know, that's an awful attempt at a tackle. You know, I pressed B and everything, but N'Kulu was not having any of it. And slightly injured, it has to be said. Callum Wilson equalises for Bournemouth in a very, very quiet game. Ball coming into the box in injury time. It's caught easily by Karius, who performed well apart from the goal going in. And the game ends 1-1 here at the Vitality Stadium. Formerly known as Dean Court, I think, potentially. Very boring game, though. It has to be said, since the start of this season, Legendary has been proving to be extremely, extremely boring. So I might do what Cutsy did and go back to World Class, but you can see the stats here. 3 shots on target in the whole game. Only 6 shots in the entire game. It wasn't 0-0. I don't know how it wasn't 0-0. Looking at those stats, it was such a boring game. The PSV game was alright. The City game was a bit open, but since the start of the season, Legendary difficulty's been awful, so I may contemplate going back to World Class next episode, because World Class isn't any less difficult, it's just slightly more entertaining. EA have completely bodged up the difficulty system this year, where actually World Class isn't easier than Legendary, it's just more entertaining, so I might go back to that one, and we'll see. We'll see what happens next episode, but as you can see, we are still sat 4th in the table at the moment. Not the greatest start to the season, in all honesty. It's been a bit lacklustre. Good win against City. We had a good win against Everton as well, but it could have been a lot better, put it that way. Nevertheless, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Nevertheless, despite its slight boringness towards the end, if you did, feel free to hit the likes button. Subscribe if you're new around here as well, and comment about enjoying the video if you enjoyed it that much. Hopefully the audio quality may get better, or just slightly more just nicer. I'll sort of fiddle around with it over the next few videos, and hopefully if you haven't noticed anything major, then that's fantastic, but if not, I will try and get it sorted for future videos. But nevertheless, it has been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a good day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
Nah, that's not me. Act like a waste man, that's not me. Sex in the girl, nah, that's not me. Lips in the girl, nah, that's not me. Yeah, I used to wear Gucci, I put it all in the bin, cause that's not me. True, I used to look like